So this week, this young lady was trending on social media. She was actually trending on TikTok, and it got a lot of people thinking. It actually triggered a lot from people that were actually in the comments, because I noticed that sometimes when you don't talk, people don't really understand, or people don't know what you are actually going through. Not until someone actually steps up and talks about these things that, student experience, from the bad treatment, from the lectures, from the poor management, from everybody at their colleges. And was it this week or was it last week? But I know that she was trending. I think I probably noticed the video this week, but I was kind of compelled to come in here and talk about it, because this is the issues that most of us experience. I have been in kind of like similar situation, but not to that extreme level, because of how I pushed it. The more I pushed it, everything ended up working out for me, and it turns out it was just a human error. The lecturers actually make mistakes too. So, as long as somebody acknowledges the mistake that they made, and we are able to move forward without hard feelings. But in her situation, things got really, really worse. She goes to Fort Hare, and she used to go to Fort Hare. She did law. She dropped out because she kept failing and failing and failing. And then she did some advancement courses, and she did this and she did that. But she never actually ended up getting her credits for whatever she was doing at Fort Hare. Let's listen to what she says. I don't want to mess up what she said, but I want you guys to listen to exactly what this lady is saying. Fuck!
This is my last resort. I don't like doing this. I don't want my business being in public, but I need help. Like, I've been going through this for years and no one is assisting me. So University of Hare, I registered there 2018 to do my LLB, and it was okay for the 4 years until my final year. So final year, I failed civil procedure and I failed insolvency. I wrote a special exam for insolvency and I failed it, and then I wrote a stub for civil procedure and there were no results. Even though I wrote the exam, there were no results. And then I registered them for the 2022. I passed civil insolvency. It was the first semester module, and civil procedure I failed it. And then I didn't receive my results. I was supposed to receive my results on December, right? Everyone received results December. I received them, I think, February, and I applied at UCT and I was accepted for my master's at UCT. They were waiting for my results up until, I think, February or late February. That's when I received my results, which I had failed. And by then I couldn't write a sub, I couldn't write anything. And then 2023, I was excluded, and then I was like, I'm not gonna appeal the exclusion. I was like, it's fine. And then 2024, I appealed the exclusion, and then it was appealed, and I wanted to register the civil procedure, and I couldn't register it. They said they phased it out, right? I said, what can I do? Much. They said you must do it like a UNISA. They sent me an email. I'm gonna attach it right here. This is the email they sent me. You can pause and read. But what it says is that our university will accordingly will accept a pass by Ms. Mbanja in the module offered by this, right? Fine. I have plenty more proof. I have emails that I've sent, plenty of it. I then registered, I take the letter and I applied at UNISA. This letter was sent to me late, Nakona. So the first semester I started at UNISA. I applied for second semester, I registered and I started. Sorry, mind you, I was pregnant. It was very hard. I studied. I spent money, right? I passed. I sent the results to you at Forte. When I sent the results, they said, "Which is the last week. They can't, return back to me and stuff like that. They're gonna respond to me next year January regarding the credits, right?" I email back and forth, and then apparently, and then they told me, "Which the credits are gonna be destined. the faculty meeting will be held on the 6th of February. I wait, and then it's pre-approved. Now that I wait for the Senate, right? When the Senate, I'm waiting for the Senate's approval, because they're the one that sent me to UNISA. I didn't just decide to go to UNISA. I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. And I've been emailing. Thursday, this person from the faculty calls me and tells me that there's going to be a meeting on Monday. I wait on Monday. I even call them to be like, where's the meeting? What's happening? I didn't even know what platform is going to be used. And then I call, I don't get a response, and then they tell me that the dean is busy, and then I email the dean. The dean tells me it's okay, I'm gonna schedule the meeting for Tuesday, but the meeting was scheduled for Wednesday. Anyways, no one pitches up on Tuesday as well. Now it's Wednesday, and today morning I receive I must write a special exam on the 24th of March. I have missed opportunities. I've missed things in life, so many things, and now I wasted a year, more than a year. My thing is that if they make me write a special exam, why didn't they do that last year? Why did they send me to UNISA? I don't want to write a special exam. I want my things. It's not just, and the thing is, with this institution, you email back and forth, you email, they tell you to wait. I have so many emails and I'm gonna print them out. I've been told to wait. And then about March, that's when they start saying things like this. I'm supposed to go to law school. My peers and like, I come from nothing, literally. I'm sorry for that, but I come from nothing. Like Nkunene was there. So for me to even go there and study, it was a hustle. And then now for me to get my things and move on with my life, it's becoming a hustle. Like, what's wrong there? Like, you sent me to UNISA. There were so many times where you could have just... And the thing is, even in 2022, this is what they did. I waited for my results up until UCT kept on saying we were like waiting for final results so that you can finally register. I waited. I asked for a result. They said wait, and when they come, fail. I can't even write a sub. I can't do anything. This is what they did. They're doing it again, and then now it shows I'm not in the wrong. I did everything that I was supposed to do. And now they're telling me I must wait. I don't know how and who can help me, but I need help because I can't deal with this alone. Like, and what makes matters worse that you email them, they don't respond. They set meetings, they don't attend. Like, nobody cares. It's like it's not a predominantly black university. They don't care about these students. They don't. I don't even know where I'm living because, like, I can't do anything.
I know exactly how she feels because, well, I don't know exactly how she feels, but I understand completely how she feels about this whole situation, okay? Because this is crazy to think Fort Hare is actually one of the best universities in South Africa that actually produces a lot of lawyers, okay? It's the major hub of law school, and I don't understand why they are doing this. It's one of the oldest universities in South Africa. It's in Eastern Cape, and it's just crazy how, when I read the comments, I see the same thing happen to almost everyone that went to Fort Hare. It's either their results got blocked for whole 2 years. Some people actually never even graduated. Some people actually wrote the thesis for their masters or whatever, and then they submitted it. They never got the results, and I was like, whoa, who runs this university? And the thing is, I feel like sometimes when things are, and I don't want to be a colorist, okay, I don't want to sound like I'm a colorist, but sometimes when it's just us, sometimes we just don't give it an F. There's a video that she did where she mentioned a very important thing when she was saying that if she was white, if she was Africana, this would have been, sorted out right away. And then she's right because, in South Africa, in most cases, in one of these most of these universities, the people that are white like this, they always, get first preferences. And that is not because we think they are better. That is because, we know they have connections, and you can be ruined. Your life can be ruined if you're not doing things like simple basic job of giving someone information of what to study, so that they can qualify for their qualification. This is crazy. How do you actually go on the grading system and compare the courses and say, hey, this course it's done at UNISA, and then it's actually equivalent to what we were offering, the course that we phased out. So if you go to UNISA and study this course on that NQF, whatever you do, and then come back with the result, you should be able to get your qualification. What? And then they wait for the whole year. She goes to UNISA, she registers, and then she comes back. She's like, okay, I'm done. Here is my thing. And then he's told that, no, all you had to do was to to write a special examination, and then you should be fine. And it's like, why wasn't I told about this from the beginning? Why wasn't I told about this? I wasted money, I wasted everything, and then now this is just crazy. And you know what? The university did respond to her. I'm not gonna play the video, but they did respond. They did respond to this, but they didn't respond to her directly. What they did was, because the video was getting a lot of traction on social media, what they did was they went on social media and then they published a statement to the student, telling the student that we are aware of this video of the girl who used to be here, and we are working on resolving this matter, and we do apologize about whatever she experienced, and the employee who gave this wrong information will be unnecessary disciplinary steps will be taken towards this employee. But they don't actually speak to her and apologize. They just go put the message in the freaking hallway, go on the student board somewhere in the hallway, and they don't say anything to her. This is diabolic. This is crazy. That's just crazy. That's crazy. I know university can halt your results if you owe them, or but she doesn't owe them a penny. She doesn't have any dues. She paid everything. Why is it so hard for her to get her results? Why is it so hard for you guys to give her the wrong information? You keep canceling the meetings and all. This is crazy. I don't know. I don't know about Fort Hare. I don't know how y'all made it. I know a lot of people that are qualified lawyers in my hometown that actually went to Fort Hare that have credibility. And I don't know if they went through the same thing, but according to these comments, it looks like a lot of people that went to Fort Hare experienced this, which is insane to me. If you know that you keep experiencing this every year, your students, you keep getting this feedback, and you're not doing anything about the feedback. Why are we even still existing? Why is the school still existing? In my opinion, I feel like it shouldn't be existing at all. If we're gonna be experiencing this every time, we're supposed to get our results, or we're supposed to get our qualifications. Why are we even here? Why are we even recognized as an official institution? That's crazy to me. But finally, the lady got help. Even though it really didn't help anything, she was told that she needs to take an examination and a special exam, and she was actually not trying to do that, because you do that and you might fail, and it's like she doesn't even have enough time to go and study for this exam that she's supposed to have in about a week or two. And that's crazy. After they can't even credit her for that. Come on. If it was in the US, I know that she would get a credit. You get a credit for doing your homework here in the US. So I think what they did was injustice to this girl. But I'm glad that she stepped out and talked about it, and it won't happen again, hopefully. But I don't think it will stop happening, because when I'm reading the comments, it looks like everybody's going through it. But good luck.